Before we dive in and start configuring call admission control, really helps to kind of take a step back and look at it from a big picture perspective. So what we're looking at here might be something we would define as a region. This might be the whole state of Arizona, for example. And site A might be Phoenix, site B might be Tucson. So what we can do is we can go into Lync and say, hey, we've got this region called Arizona. We've got these two sites, and each of these sites have a specific subnet associated with it. So this might be the 192.168.3 network. This might be the 192.168.4 network. You basically plug all this information into Lync. You tell it what the WAN connectivity is between the two sites. Like maybe we have a WAN connection that supports a 5 megabyte link between the two sites. And essentially what we can say is, hey, when anybody's going to place a call from one site to the other, look at the existing WAN link and look at how much we're using right now for Lync calls. So we might have a series of audio and video calls going on right now. Maybe we're chewing up almost that entire WAN link. Maybe we want to block that call. Maybe we want to forward it to voicemail, or maybe we want to reroute it over some other alternate path. So in a case where you do have a large infrastructure like this, and you've got two central sites inside one region, and both of those central sites have an edge infrastructure, based on the existing WAN connectivity and what we're using here, we might choose to reroute that call over this internet connection that both of these central sites have. So instead of chewing up this bandwidth in the middle here, or maybe this is some kind of leased line link between the two sites, maybe we'll just send that traffic out over the internet. So this is going to be a dependency on your topology. And most likely, this is only going to be in very large environments where you're going to have this kind of topology. So you might not have to really rely on this. But the good thing is you can still use call admission control to define bandwidth policies for people that are not in the same site. For example, we might have people in site B without any Lync infrastructure, and we can still block calls based on that as well. Now, one thing to keep in mind, in this scenario, when we are rerouting calls over the internet, we do have the capability to reroute the call again if there's a problem. So you can see here that we're trying to go through the edge infrastructure as we were just looking at before, but if there's some kind of problem, maybe we can't make that actually happen, then if we have PSTN connectivity from both central sites, then we can utilize that public switch telephone network and route an audio call that way. So now that we know about all of the various elements that are required for call admission control, let's take a look at setting this up on a smaller scale in a more practical scenario.